Get this college off your chest. Good evening. Welcome to your Sunday night NFL NCAA football recap. Um, we're gonna hit you off with the college first off. This is just how we're gonna roll, all right? But it was definitely some upsets and definitely some good predictions that we put in there. I know Friday was pretty much me doing most of the college, most of the NFL. Co-host Sam was a little bit indisposed at that moment. I mean, he seems to be awake right now, possibly in a little bit of pain, maybe, but he's awake and he's here. So welcome back to the show again. We had you for about a good 10 minutes on Friday, but Sunday, this is what we're doing. Um, I don't even know which one I really want to toss up first. I mean, you know what? Let's hit Liberty. Liberty versus North Carolina State Wolfpack. Liberty was coming in with a perfect record. Sitting here, I want to say they knocked off Virginia Tech, which I was happy about. And then they come in and play an ACC team. Wolfpack. Like I said, I've always been a semi Wolfpack fan. I mean, as a kid, I remember watching a brother. He went down there, saw that campus. Very nice campus, by the way. I'm not sitting here promoting North Carolina State Wolfpack, but I will say their campus was nice. I've always liked them. I mean, they got a nice little standard for them. I mean, but they come in. Liberty goes down there. Technically, probably should not be winning that game, and they don't pull it off at the end. They lose 14-15. I mean, to me, that's saying a lot about Liberty by itself coming in and giving an ACC team. Like, I'm not even going to count Virginia Tech. Yeah, but Wolfpack, they have their ups and downs. I'll give them that one. But Liberty pushing them to the limit, that's saying a
Hey,
lot about their future.
hats off to Liberty, man. Hugh Freeze has done a hell of a job over there. Uh, you gotta know he's out of there this year, though, right? If you're Liberty, you gotta know somebody's about to snatch him up. You got South Carolina hunting a head coach. I mean, who knows what Tennessee's going to do? They fire head coaches left and right. And Pruitt just, uh, hey, I hope they fire Pruitt. And then Florida State does the smart thing and says, here is all of our money. Come coach our defense. Uh, but yeah, Hugh Freeze is out at Liberty, but good game
Yeah.
for them. I was hoping they would beat NC State. I was hoping they would keep running the table, but the talent won in that one, right? So
Yeah. It did win out, but they definitely gave them a run for the money. And like I said, that says a
yeah,
lot about
it
Liberty
does.
by itself, or it might be saying a lot about the ACC in general, aside from Clemson
Well,
and Notre Dame.
speaking of Clemson and Florida State, so that game gets canceled because Clemson had a player that traveled with the team that was close to, with the team test positive for COVID. I guess they got the results the Saturday morning. So FSU and Clemson's medical staff had complete disagreements on if the game should go on, if they should postpone it. Clemson said, "Well, look, let's play Sunday or Monday," and Florida State said, "Look, no, we're not doing that because you have a player that's tested positive for COVID and has possibly uh, exposed everyone else on your team." So with that said, Dabo Swinney makes a statement today, and I'm just going to put it like this. Dabo Swinney is classless. This guy, I don't care how you feel about COVID, right? I have my doubts about COVID, but it is killing people. It is getting people seriously sick. And his statement was basically FSU didn't cancel over COVID. They canceled uh, for other reasons, I guess, like they didn't want to play, and that FSU should be forced to forfeit the game or come to Death Valley and play. And that was just completely classless. I don't care how you think of COVID, the player safety's got to come first, right?
Yeah.
Dabo Swinney is a piece of trash, in my opinion. Now, I have no respect for Dabo Swinney, and I've never, as a Florida State fan, I've never considered Clemson as a rival. Okay, they're little brother. They've always been little brother. I don't care how successful they are now. The ACC wouldn't be anything without Florida State. Florida State made the ACC, so Clemson would be nothing still without Florida State. But now I take this; they're a rival now. Dabo Swinney, it, and what's this is what's pisses me off. There's going to be no media coverage on this, right? There's going to be no backlash from this, just like there was no backlash from his assistant coaches using the N-word
Ooh.
to players. There was no backlash over that. Nobody reported a thing on that. And why not? Why is Dabo this crowned such a great guy when he allows this stuff to carry on in his program? So Dabo Swinney can eat a bag of you know what. He's classless. I'm over it. Like I said, I don't care how you feel about COVID. This was the right call.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't be playing.
I mean, FSU's been getting beat by everybody. What's one more team? You know what I mean? They don't think FSU lost on the TV time and stuff for that game? Hey, come on, man. Why are you, a head coach, allowing a player who's been sick all week practice and then put him on a plane full of teammates to get them infected right here at the holidays too?
Makes perfect sense. Who cares about the players? It's all about the win, so they don't really care about that one.
Yeah, exactly. It is all about the wins. But Dabo Swinney, like I said again, he's classless. Something needs to be done about this. There needs to be media backlash. I am tired of Dabo Swinney getting away with whatever he wants. And this ain't, again, yeah, I am a Florida State fan, but this is not because it's Clemson. Bump Clemson. We used to smoke Clemson year in, year out. We're having a down year. I don't care. They was never a rivals. The only people I hate is Florida and Miami. But congratulations, Dabo, because you just entered the list. Clemson can bump.
Hey, won't argue with that one. But yeah, you know what? I will say this one. Aside from Dabo being on some other stuff and FSU having to cancel theirs, let's talk about one more game. Since I already started off with some upsets anyway, Wisconsin versus Northwestern.
Yeah, that was an upset. I expected Wisconsin to walk away with that, but Northwestern's always been a half decent team. They're not a great team, but they got a good ball club up there. They got a good program. So I can't say that I'm shocked, but I am disappointed because I wanted to see Wisconsin run the table.
Yeah, but hey, like I said, even though Northwestern literally, they were only ranked 19th, Wisconsin number 10. It gives you at least 3 power schools in the Big Ten, which is a plus side. But I never slept on Northwestern. I said they have been stepping it up over the past couple of years. I guess this game literally says that, hey, we are on the right track to actually have a competitive team and fight for a chance at the Big Ten title, possibly for a bowl game as far as the national championship goes. So, yeah, hats off to Northwestern on that one. Wisconsin, COVID might have got y'all. Losing y'all's quarterback may have got y'all, but they pretty much shut them out. The score wasn't like off the charts or anything like that, but a 7-17 win, it's still a win regardless. So yeah, Northwestern, hey, good job. Way to step it up when y'all needed to. I'm gonna stick with you.
Shout out.
Go for
you want
it.
to stick to the Big Ten?
Oh yes, I do.
You want to talk about the Buckeyes? Look here, bro. You hear me? Indiana came to play.
Yes, they did. The second half, definitely.
I tip my hat to Indiana. They are moving away. It's funny, like Florida State's now a basketball school, and now Indiana's a football school. What's going on, man? 2020, wow. But yeah, hats off to Indiana and hats off to Justin Fields. That kid is a heck of a ball player. I hate that Florida State lost him. He was committed to Florida State.
He made the right choice.
Well, Jimbo left and the program fell to crap. Writing was on the walls. Phil said, I'm going to look at my options, but how much crow is Kirby Smart in Georgia eating right now? How much? You were an idiot for letting that kid walk. Idiots.
Yeah. We'll hit Georgia in a minute. They did win, but yes, Big Ten, yeah.
Yes, Fields did play the worst game in his career. He had a bad game.
But one of the interceptions wasn't even his, technically speaking. I remember watching that one. That one literally got bobbled up. Yeah, he did throw his first picks of the season, but regardless of what happened, he stepped it up and won. But I will say the shootout goes to Indiana's quarterback, Penix. Penix Jr. literally done his thing that game. I mean, he was helped out by his wide receiver. I mean, that's the second wide receiver that I've honestly seen blow up on Ohio State. And the name of that receiver is Fry Fogel. The dude blew up with 7 receptions, 218 yards, and 3 TDs. There was literally nothing that they could even do about that one. I sit there and watch Sean Wade, who's supposed to be their number one cornerback, get roasted on a deep route. Dude literally fell down in the middle of like the pass. You can say he got pushed. You can say pass interference on the offense, whichever way you want to call it, but it does not beat anything from him getting mossed. And that's exactly what happened. But yes, Ohio State, they pulled away at the end. Indiana gave them a run for the money that whole second half. There was nothing Ohio State was doing. But the one bright side of it, I will say this, Ohio State, thank you finally for letting Master Teague be your running back. Sermon was not cutting it whatsoever. So thank you for that. But y'all need to actually step up on y'all's defense and have y'all secondary step up a little bit more.
Yeah, game was definitely a shootout. And again, I tip my hat to Indiana. I tip my hat to Ohio State for keeping the win. So yeah, great game, man. Indiana, Michael Murdoch just said in the chat, yeah, they deserve recognition. They proved Saturday that they could play with big boys.
Yes,
so,
they did.
Indiana, welcome to the stage, Indiana.
Yep.
To the show.
And y'all just add more power to the Big Tens.
That coach has changed that culture, and that's people don't understand how big culture is, how important that is in a locker room and with the team. Like Alabama, they have a great culture there. Notre Dame has a great culture. There's no poison in the locker room. They keep that stuff out. Team leaders step up. Clemson, Trevor Lawrence and them, they all step up, and they don't have that toxic crap. So,
but this is the one thing that you're forgetting. Think about every major program that has literally had outstanding years, at least for like a decade, at least like 10 to 15 years straight. What has happened to every single one of those? Miami, Florida State, Ohio State. I mean, every single one of those big programs eventually has some issues off the field, whether it's personnel issues or it's boosting, taking money from the boosters whatsoever, and they end up losing draft picks. Penn State was definitely one of the receiving like teams for that one also. So I mean, eventually, as time tells, it's going to be some interesting stuff that's going to happen on them. But
and money plays too much, and I'll post it to the Facebook page later. But for anybody that's just curious of what Griff's talking about, not to keep bringing up Florida State, but ESPN had a great article on pretty much Florida State's last 6 years of their downfall, and it put a lot of things in perspective, especially for me as a Florida State fan. So I'll put that on the. And just if you're not a Florida State fan, I still suggest reading it because it shows how quickly a top tier program can fall with coaches changes and that bad culture and just. So yeah, I'll post it, and like I said, even if you're not a fan of FSU, I still suggest checking it out. It's a great article.
Yep. But on from the Big Ten, you want to hit up the SEC?
Well, I just want to shout out Iowa State real quick for beating the dog piss out of K-State. So,
hey, I called it.
Oklahoma State. You did.
I missed Oklahoma State one though.
Oklahoma State. I didn't get to watch it the full game, but it was a pretty close game. Oklahoma come out with the win. Oklahoma State was asleep that first half, but they
yeah. Iowa State, like I said, they're my giant killers in the Big 12. Literally, it doesn't make a difference what team it is. They are my giant killers, hands down. Now, if they play like Jacksonville State or something, they're probably going to lose. But if it comes to playing a team that's supposed to be number one, all day, every day, they will eat them up. So, yeah, Iowa State.
Yeah, they're giant killers. And then you got Penn State now back to the Big Ten. They're 0-5 for the first time in program history since forever.
They weren't even that bad.
Michigan loses to the Rutgers. So Well, I think we're going to see a lot of coaching changes this year, and Jim Harbaugh is going to be first on that list. That man's got to go.
He's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
I say give it to
It's
Freeze.
terrible.
Give Freeze the chance. Give Freeze the chance. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think Freeze is going to land in the SEC. I think, you know, if I'm Tennessee, I'm not firing Pruitt. I wouldn't, but it would be a Tennessee move to fire Pruitt and hire Freeze. That would be something Tennessee would do. I see Freeze is an SEC guy. I see him going to South Carolina, to be honest, unless Auburn finally mans up and fires Malzahn.
True.
Which I don't see happening. Because Gus will probably slip up and beat Alabama and get another extension this year, which they beat Tennessee.
Yeah.
That.
Oh God.
Georgia, they struggle with Mississippi State.
Yeah, they're not proven to be that top 10 team. Even they're number 13 right now, which I guarantee they're going to jump up. Because you got to count off Indiana losing, you got to count off Wisconsin losing. They at least jump up into the top 10. I would say roughly around number 7, but they definitely struggle with Mississippi State. Alabama, on the other hand, they had a picnic. They had a picnic.
I mean, it's Kentucky. I mean, you can't say, you know what I mean?
They beat Tennessee.
They did what they should have done. Well, Tennessee's not that great. Let's just be honest. It's not a good football team.
True.
Georgia's exposed themselves.
Yeah. We'll get you back up, Sam. Yeah, Georgia ain't gonna cut it. They're not gonna make the playoffs. They literally they don't have the powers they used to. They don't have the AJ Greens. They don't have the Jake Fromm. They don't have the Sony Michel. They don't have that anymore. Their quarterback is not bad, but this ain't gonna be his year. Defensively, not so much. Mississippi State literally giving them a touchdown difference, and they were literally pretty much getting outplayed the whole first half. So, I mean, yeah, I don't see anybody contending with that one.
You ready to jump into some NFL action?
Yeah, my last shout out goes to my underdog, Cincy. Hey, UCF is going to be your first.
When Cincy plays a real team, I'll talk about it. Who
Hey,
they played?
UCF.
Who's UCF ever played? They get
Hey,
lucky and they beat Auburn in a bowl game.
It happens.
Come on, Griff. This ain't.
It
We're talking about
happens.
big boy football.
All I'm saying.
Cincy would not survive against a Notre Dame, an Alabama. They would.
Look, I'm not going to necessarily throw Cincy underneath the bus right now. Just like I'm not going to really throw BYU underneath the bus.
Oh no, BYU some chumps too.
I mean, yes, they are, but like I said, I'm still going to root for the underdog. I mean, regardless of what is happening, I mean, Florida's ranked number 6, Cincy's number 7, BYU is number 8. The last two teams, Cincy and BYU, are both undefeated with a 9-0 record and a 8-0 record, regardless of what conference they're in, American Conference or non-conference, whatever.
Here's the thing. So Washington, University of Washington offered to play BYU. They called them up and said, hey, we want to play you guys. BYU said no. We want to see where we're at in the playoff stands when they get released Tuesday. Okay. Washington said, all right, well, offers off the table then. You had a chance, BYU, to play a Power 5 school. You ducked them. You don't even deserve to be ranked in the playoff rankings, in my opinion.
Won't hate on that one. But like I said, you got Florida at number 6 at 6-1. I don't really think they really deserve to be up that high either right now, even with Trask playing how he is playing. But I still don't see them deserving to be up there. Worst case scenario, Cincy and BYU at least get a slight nod for that top 4. But that's my last shout out for the college. But yeah, let's go ahead and hit this NFL up, man. I'll let you go ahead and start this one. I got some stats for you later on.
Well, let's see. We'll start with Saints and Falcons. The Saints beat the Falcons. But let's be real here. And I hope Scott Belcher and Josh Barker are still watching because I'm about to be real. This Taysom Hill little sideshow, little gimmicky offense the Saints are trying to run. Yeah, that worked against Atlanta. 3 and whatever Atlanta. But you ain't running the table. You're not Chiefs. You're not going to beat the Vikings with that bullcrap. The Saints are idiots. Jameis Winston is a better quarterback than Taysom Hill. And I'm not trying to be a homer, but give the guy his shot. Taysom Hill is not a quarterback. Tebow 2.0 does not impress me at all.
Now, did Hill do bad?
No, but I saw some of his passes, and they were horrible. He can't get the ball downfield deep. He can't. And when he did, it was just busted coverage.
Hey, busted coverage. If he's making the pass and they're still getting caught, regardless of busted coverage or not, I mean, so be it.
Look, it's Atlanta. What did I say was going to happen when O'Tua turned the ball over? What I say was going to happen to him when he faced a real defense?
He was going to get the Spillins hurt, which, of course, he actually did. He got benched in the second half of Fitzpatrick.
There it is. This college gimmicky bullcrap don't work in the NFL. Look at Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson's got talent, man. But defenses, they fit the defensive are on to it. They're on to it. So,
hey, it's okay.
So,
speaking of this, since you want to go ahead and bring up those Ravens. Hey, my Titans fans. Hey, go Titans. Tighten up, hands down. Y'all pulled it off. Even in overtime, y'all still stepped up, pulled it off. The biggest things I'm going to sit there and say from this game is A.J. Brown took the ball short and literally broke 4 or 5 tackles to get into the end zone. The dude beast moded like he was in there watching Henry. He literally got touched by Henry's soul of old school and ran it in on everybody, hands down. But talking about them Titans, those Tennessee Titans knocking off those Ravens. Derrick Henry, Alabama. How can I put this? First player in NFL this year to reach over 1,000 yards. First running back. Over 1,000 yards. Wait for it, Sam. Wait for it. Alvin Cook. Heck of a game. Second player in NFL this year. Second to reach 1,000 yards. But
yeah, because we played before him today. So what?
But,
you're not going to convince me Dalvin Cook's not the best running back in the league. You're not.
Who's the leading rusher in the NFL?
That doesn't matter.
Who's the leading rusher in the NFL?
Henry can have a few more yards than him, but Dalvin Cook is a better running back than Derrick Henry.
So who's the leading rusher in the NFL?
I guess Henry, but it doesn't change the fact who's the better running back.
You ain't gonna say it, are you?
What do you want me to say?
Say he's better. Say he's better. Just admit it. Just admit it.
Derrick Henry is not a better running back than Dalvin Cook.
Just let it happen.
Look, Henry is a great running back, but Dalvin Cook at any moment, any second, any time could break.
Fine. All I'm gonna say is, all I will say is this: Henry's team won because of Henry. Dalvin Cook's team lost to them Dallas Cowboys. Wait. Was it because of? No. I can't really blame it all on their outstanding quarterback Cousins. I mean, all I'm gonna say is Cook didn't carry their team. He didn't run anything ever for them to win. So I'm gonna say Henry.
He can't carry the daggone team every Sunday. He just can't. Kirk Cousins is garbage. Is garbage.
All I'm saying is,
they would probably be a top-tier team. And, I mean, I don't know. Their defense ain't the same as it used to be either, though. I will say that.
All I'm saying is Henry took his team to victory. Cook did not. Henry, leading rusher in the NFL, first running back with 1,000 yards.
You can argue this all day long. Even Michael Murdoch just said Cook is better running back.
He's drunk right now.
No, you are homering because it's for the Titans.
Yes, sir.
You can't
Yes,
say I
sir.
know ball and not say Dalvin Cook's not the best running back in the NFL.
Look, my team has Tannehill, okay? He balled out a couple of games as this, but it's still Tannehill.
Tannehill is not a horrible quarterback. I take
Neither was Cousins when he got $84 million guaranteed.
That's because Vikings are stupid.
True. I quit messing with you right now. I quit messing with you. What else you got on this one?
Well, it looks like, I said this Friday night. It looks like the Raiders have Kansas City. I don't know if you're watching that game right now, Raiders lead 17-14 just before halftime. They got a punt right now, but
True.
John Gruden's got the Chiefs numbers right now.
They're definitely giving him a run for the money. I was expecting it to pretty much be at least a shootout. I expect the Chiefs to actually win it, but they haven't really blown out any teams this year, though, at all. It's been down to the wires for the most part.
I want to see the Raiders win it because I don't like the Chiefs.
You want to see them get swept for once.
Yep.
True.
I
won't argue with that one. All right. So let's hit up. It's not too much to talk about. Green Bay?
That was a good game.
That's what I was about to hit.
And the Colts came back. Colts, man, they got it going right now. What division they in?
One of those AFC divisions. I don't know which one they're in.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about it? All right, we'll just talk about how they beat Green Bay.
They did. Yeah. They beat Green Bay.
We won't talk about who else they beat.
Look, all right, fine. Yes, Murdoch, we'll get to the 10-0. Granted, you hurt my feelings on Henry, though, talking about he's one-dimensional. But that's beside the point. Blasphemy. Okay, he might be. They just don't use him for the passing game all the time, all right?
And he's just strong. He's brute strength, right? That's
it. No. The dude's fast.
Hell, he's fast, but Mike Allstott was fast. And what'd they do with Allstott? Just give that man the ball, let him truck people.
Yeah, that's because the dude was like 260 pounds of raw muscle playing fullback, and he was still catching the ball at the backfield.
If Henry breaks, he's gone.
He's not Cook. Right. He's not going to break.
But Cook, Dalvin Cook, he can do things that Henry can't. That man can turn on a dime, cuz. You can't ignore that. You can't ignore that man's skill.
I want to ignore Cook's skill, okay? Fine. But they don't give Henry a bunch of chances to really catch the ball either, though. All the times he actually has called it, especially on screen passes and everything else, the dude is normally ran out of the gym on them. He's taking them almost to the house. So I'm not going to really shade Henry on this one because he does not get a lot of chances to actually catch the ball. Cook, yes, he gets more chances.
Henry's he's not a screen back. Henry's not that guy you're going to throw to.
But they do.
He's not.
And they just haven't this year.
He's not a good receiver.
Yeah.
He's not a good coming out of the backfield receiver. Cook is. Cook is more elusive, more explosive. He can, yeah. So.
All right, I'll say this: even though Henry is one-dimensional, no team really stops him still. So I mean, that says a lot about him as a whole. Who?
Denver held him yards.
That don't count. That don't count.
Colts stopped him.
They were cheating. Referees gave him that game. True, but no team really stops him. He still broke 100.
Since Murdoch got my back, how about the Steelers, man? 10-0. They beat Jacksonville. Everybody was calling it a trap game, but Pittsburgh pulled it off, which I knew they were. That was an easy win for them.
Yeah, I expected that one.
Congrats to the Steelers, who were 10-0.
Yeah. Pittsburgh 10-0. I don't really want to see y'all keep winning, but the other side of me wants to see a 16-0 team. Haven't really seen one in a while.
Speaking of Pittsburgh, didn't they shut Henry down too,
Nope, he still has 75 yards in the touchdown against them. He didn't get shut down.
He got shut down.
Nope. That's why he still broke 1,000 yards.
Crazy. Man, you get on this podcast every time we record and you lie to these people. So much.
I'm not lying to these people. If you shut Henry down, that means that he's not getting any rushing yards. Dude wouldn't barely break
No,
50
let's
yards.
go
He
with
wouldn't
that.
score a touchdown. I
No,
mean,
Henry, just like Alvin Cook, should be breaking 100 yards a game. And when Cook doesn't break 100 yards, I say he's been shut down. Henry's been shut down a lot.
so last week was Cook shut down?
What was the stats last week?
He didn't break 100.
Yeah, if he didn't break 100 yards, then yeah, he got shut down. I don't know his stats, but if his receiving yards and his rushing yards combined for over 100 yards, then he didn't get shut down.
He didn't break 100 yards rushing.
All right,
Receiving wise, that's different. I'm just saying you can't have it, one way. I mean, look, we'll see. Whoever takes the rushing trophy at the end of the year is the better back. We'll call it that way. Deal?
No, it's not a deal. It's not a deal because Henry, oh, Lord Jesus, help me. Griff, you're making me move my arm too much. You get me too excited.
Should be room for FSU players.
But if he wasn't a great, all right, Devontae Freeman's trash, and he's 4-0. He plays like trash, but Cook is a great player.
Cook is good. I won't hate on that. I say Cook is good.
Better than Henry, and if you are denying it, it's because you got them Titan glasses on. Everybody in the chat has agreed so far, except for Vanessa, and that's because she's your wife, and she don't count then.
Cook lost to Dallas.
I'm kidding, Vanessa. You can't.
Michael Murdoch, I'm banning you from now on. You're supposed to be on my side. I'll take the comments, though, because it's all about sports. Yes, there's a little adversity between Cook and Henry, but like I said, at the end of the year, who wins the title is the one who's technically the better running back.
All right, well, we done got off track, so.
Fine. Let's talk about the Texans and the Patriots then.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Let's go.
Sam, you in trouble.
Man, Cook had 96 rushing yards last week.
Still in 100.
16 receiving yards. And he had touchdowns after yin yang. Man, I ain't even listening to you no more.
You said he didn't break 100. But yes, Texas and the Patriots. Cam Newton's Pats versus Deshaun Watson's Texans.
Watson went off.
Watson did go off. Dude really did go off. I will not say Cam had a bad game, but I don't even know if I can even say this game was supposed to be a battle or not. I really can't even say that. I mean, I wasn't necessarily expecting anything from either one of them. I mean, I picked the Texans to beat the Pats, but neither one of these teams are anywhere close to what they were last year, and that's because of coaching, hands down. That's the GM's fault.
I agree. And it's kind of proven Belichick is nothing without Brady.
Yeah, his whole offense got twisted around with Cam Newton. I mean, they should have just left Stidham. At least you still have a pocket passer, and not Cam Newton, who you think is Superman, which he ain't been Superman because Von Miller took his cape and fed him some kryptonite. He did.
It's true. It's very true. What is it? We got the Seahawks beat the Cardinals Thursday night.
Yep.
But I think we touched on that for a minute, didn't we? So
yeah, we did.
Now, if the Rams beat the Bucks tomorrow night, which they will, then they should be first in the West.
Yep, they get the tiebreaker against Seattle. Yes, they will. Buccaneers go down. Saints pretty much solidified their standing at the top of it, even with King being back there. So
tell you why the Saints ain't gonna certify nothing, because they're gonna continue to play Taysom Hill.
Unless Tampa Bay ties them by record or beats them overall in record, no, Saints win that division.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this: if I'm Philly and the Falcons, let's see, whoever else on the Saints schedule, as long as Taysom Hill is lining up a quarterback, I'm gonna load the box and I'm gonna make that man throw. I'm going man-to-man coverage and I'm gonna make that man throw, and I'm gonna blitz him to death.
Hey, you got some Rams haters. I ain't gonna lie.
Who hating on the Rams?
Scotty B.
Ooh, I got threatening here.
I told you. Look, regardless of what happens, if it comes anything close to a tiebreaker, unless it's Carolina Panthers that miraculously pops up to the top of the division, the Saints are going to take the division. Tampa Bay is going to be second. Now, if the Rams do win tonight, they do jump to the top of the division against Seattle. That's a given. But
Yeah.
I guess we're going to see who actually shows up to play, whether it's Brady or whether it's the defense for the Rams. I mean, that's literally the deciding factor. If the defense doesn't necessarily show up,
that defensive coordinator for the Rams, he watched what the Saints did, and I swear they're going to do it to Brady Monday night. I mean, there's no way you cannot look at what the Saints did defensively and not do that same setup, because the Saints was on Brady all night long, and the Rams have a better D-line than the Saints do. So Aaron Donald's going to eat, man. I'm telling you, Aaron Donald is going to eat.
look, you can hate on the Saints D-line all you want to. I will give you this, that even though we skipped past it.
I'm not hating. The Saints got a great D-line. The Rams have got a better D-line.
I will say that if you're going to go by that one. The Saints D-line, on the other hand, apparently we're eating breakfast today, lunch, and dinner because they just came up with 7-something sacks this game alone.
Well, I mean, it's the Falcons, though, bro.
Still, 7 sacks in one game. I mean,
it ain't saying much. It's the Falcons.
Look, the last quarterback that got hit that much was Derek Carr's brother. There ain't been no other quarterback that's went down that much. That and Mariota, I guess, too, though. Mariota was taking a bunch of sacks for a little while. But, yeah, Derek Carr's brother was the last one that got hit that much. But that's beside the point. But, yeah. I mean.
Who else played today that's decent? Kansas City driving. It looks like Kansas City's probably going to tie this thing up before halftime.
Probably.
Oh, yep, they inside the 15, 30 seconds left before half. They either gonna they got two timeouts. They either gonna score a TD or kick a field goal. But it's gonna be tight.
Yeah. I mean, other than that one, the biggest thing I would say would be Washington broke their losing streak. Dallas broke their losing streak. Now, the big issue with Washington was they put out Joe Burrow for the rest of the season. The dude messed up his knee. He is gone for the season.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
For Cincinnati, I mean, they was already having a bad year, so that just made it worse.
Yeah. That one is horrible. Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't really expect him going anywhere, but Joe Burrow was doing outstanding things as a rookie QB. And I'm sad to see that one go just because I want to see what he does next year. I really do. I was expecting him to break a whole bunch of like rookie records right now as it is, but maybe they'll do some good stuff in the offseason, get him an actual good running back because Mixon apparently fell off the map. Boost up their defense and get them a couple of offensive tackles.
There's a pick at the goal line by the Raiders. 19 seconds left. They picked him.
Go figure. Go figure.
And it looks like old Mahomes is crying and trying to call pass interference, but he just got picked.
Hey, you can't be perfect all the time, so he can go ahead and eat that one either way it goes. Cool. Good quarterback supposed to be able to shake that stuff off anyway. I mean, Tannehill did. Brady ain't never shook those off.
Before we close this out, who right now
I don't know what you're saying. Nope, can't hear a word you're saying. Who right now what?
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, so like I said, everything you've seen so far, who would you pick right now for the Super Bowl?
Honestly, if I'm going for the NFC, the Super Bowl, I'm going to say Green Bay.
Green Bay versus who?
Green Bay from the NFC. And honestly, if I'm gonna go AFC, mm, mm, this is a toss-up. Besides Pittsburgh right now at 10-0, they haven't necessarily been completely dynamic all the time, but they're getting stuff accomplished on the defensive side. They are pretty much nice on that front seven, but I might have to honestly say Buffalo. I think they're going to upset somebody.
Okay, that's not a bad pick. I think NFC. I got to go with it's tough. NFC's tough because there's just not a really dominant team in the NFC right now. I'm gonna go Seattle and Colts.
I can see that one. My backup team, at least for an NFC, honestly, besides the Green Bay, they're going to be my wild card team. I'm going Cardinals for my wild card team to actually possibly come up in there and upset everybody.
That's true too. Yeah, Cardinals having a hell of a year.
Yeah, but other than Bills in Pittsburgh, I will say it's going to be a toss-up. The Colts defense does win championships. I mean, unless they play Kansas City, I guess high-powered offense, it's going to be hard to tell what the Colts actually have.
Yeah, and no disrespect to the Steeler fans out there, but even if you go 16-0 through the regular season, at some point you that team just I don't know. Big Ben just ain't got it anymore, in my opinion. He's having a good year, but he just doesn't have it anymore. So
Yeah.
I don't see them. I see them getting knocked out of the playoffs.
Yeah, they're like the Titans last year, except backwards. Their running game is almost non-existent, but the receiving game is literally almost lights out to a certain extent. And that was pretty much the deciding factor with Tennessee, which is why I'm not necessarily giving Pittsburgh a nod. Tennessee's running game was off the chain, but they had no passing game to back it up.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, that's it'll be difficult. I mean, the next couple of weeks is going to be a big decision factor. I mean, Cleveland might even sneak into the playoffs, to be honest.
Yeah, but Cleveland's they're trash.
Like I said, sneak into the playoffs. I never said they were going to go anywhere. But I mean,
yeah, AFC is pretty competitive this year.
Yeah,
Kansas City, the Raiders, Buffalo. You can't count the Ravens out.
no.
Colts, Titans. I mean, everybody's pretty competitive. Steelers are dominating, obviously, right now, but I just don't see them doing it all the way through the playoffs.
No, it's going to be something. But I don't see them picking it all the way up. I mean, worst case scenario, they go into the last 2 or 3 games of the season and they already say, hey, we already secured a playoff spot. Let's go ahead and rest everybody up. If that's the case, then they're not going to be perfect. And at least from here, last 2 games of the season, well, I'll take that back. They got a nice little road matchup coming up. Steelers got the Ravens. Washington, I'm not necessarily counting them. Their defense is pretty much outstanding as far as Washington's go. Bills, Bengals don't count, but they have the Colts and the Browns to finish the year off.
Well, and they got the Bills too.
Yeah. So I mean,
I don't see them finishing undefeated.
No. One of those teams has a chance to at least knock them out. And the Colts.
I think Indy, because I think Indy's got probably one of the best defenses in the NFL.
The ring might be there, but I don't know. Like I said, the Colts, yes, they might have the best chance. The only difference between the Colts playing the Packers versus the Colts versus Pittsburgh, Packers literally only have Devontae Adams at receiver. the Colts at least got Claypool and Juju, who Juju's been up and down all year. And I think he got hurt tonight too also. So, I mean, that's going to be interesting what does happen. If they're one-dimensional with just Claypool and no running game, it might be the same outcome as it was today with the Packers. Just saying.
True. Well, Griff, I guess we need to wrap this one up then. And then we've got a special guest next week, right? Stacy and Lee are coming back. They're going to both be on with us.
Yep, next Wednesday, Stacy and Lee will be back. Probably hear a little bit of banter going in between those two, but it should be a interesting podcast. If we run over on Wednesday, hey, just hang with us. It'll probably be worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting day.
Yep. Until then, hey, thank y'all for tuning in for our Sunday night recap. Thank all y'all for the comments. Michael Murdoch, me and you going to talk later. We're going to have some words. Even though you might not have been wrong, we're going to have some words. Sam, I won't let Vanessa kill you, but
I made it right.
Yep. But hey, thanks everybody. We'll see y'all on Wednesday with our special guest, and then we'll tune in Thursday also for our Thursday night /NFL podcast. So hey, stay with us. Hey, thanks everybody for watching, and keep on watching and share, tag, whatever you gotta do. Just let them know that we're here.
That's it. Yep. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we appreciate those that continue to stay with us and watch. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Hit us in the comments. Give us some reviews. Don't forget you can find us on iTunes for those long drives to work or your drives when you're traveling for Thanksgiving. You can listen to us. And then also you can find us on Spotify and various other
platforms.
Yeah. Sorry, I got tongue-tied.
Hey, sorry.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
All right, everybody.
See you guys next week.
Go Chiefs. All right, I stopped the live, Sam. I let it say my number hit end. I was like, oh, I have to stop live button.